Let's review again from Perek Zion Mishnah Beis, the seventh Perek, third Mishnah. I'm sorry, Mishnah Gimel.
Have a good day.
Have a good day.
Sorry, Perek Zion Mishnah Gimel, the seventh Perek, the third Mishnah. Yeah.
Say it one more time.
Perek Zion Mishnah Gimel.
Poel.
Yeah. So we were discussing in general the idea of being separating truma. Well, this one doesn't really fit the mold. We're dealing with the general idea of if someone's, the previous two Mishnayos were a guest who doesn't trust their host about having properly taken off Ma'aser, so what he would do beforehand to fix the problem. Here, Mishnah Gimel is a poel. If you have a worker who's working by someone, and included in his method of payment is that the person's going to feed him in exchange for him working, but she'enu maimin l'balabayis, he doesn't trust the homeowner to properly separate Ma'asers. So what does he do? Naitol gregoris achas, he takes the first fig of the figs he's going to eat. V'aymer, and he says, zu, this fig, v'tish Shabbos acharel, and the next 9 that come after it, asuyas Ma'aser, they should be Ma'aser, al tishim, on the next 90, shani oichol, that I'm going to eat. And then this one fig that I'm holding, zu asua truma, Ma'aser, this fig should be trumas Ma'aser aleim for the next 99. Ma'aser Sheni b'achreina, and the last 10 dates that I eat should be Ma'aser Sheni, u'machol alamos, and that he'll redeem on money.
Does he have an obligation to get them to a Kohen or?
The Terumas Ma'aser one he's going to have to give to a Kohen, yeah. So he's going to keep that date. And then the Mishnah says, V'choshech gregoris echad, then he has to eat one less date than he'd really like, dried fig than he would really like to, because he's only entitled to how much food it will be he's supposed to eat. He doesn't get to take leftovers home. So here where he's eating one less fig than he would, then because of he wants to give it as Terumas Ma'aser, he's going to have to eat one less fig. It's a Tanakama. Rishon Gamliel says, he says, lo yachshel, he shouldn't eat any less, because if he eats less, he'll be hungry, and he won't work as well, and the balabayas won't get as much work out of him. Therefore, better that he should eat an extra fig and be able to work better, and it's in everyone's best interest. Rabbi Yossi, you don't need that reason to allow him to eat as much as he wants. He says, lo yachshel mipnei shu t'nai bezdin, because it's something that Bezdin instituted, that if a worker doesn't trust the balabayas, he has the right to take that extra 1% for Terumas Ma'aser in order to solve the Ma'aser problem, and it's not a problem of taking more than he's entitled to. Okay, the Mishnah Daled really is going to introduce the idea that Kusim, who, as much as they may have kept Torah mitzvahs for themselves, but they were not careful about lifnei iver. They didn't bother them if other people would do something wrong. So therefore, Mishnah Daled says, "Lekeach yain mibin Kusim." If you buy wine from the Kusim, so we're not worried that for yain nesa, we're not worried that they did anything of a desara with it, because they personally wouldn't do anything usher. But there is a concern that they didn't take off anything at all, because they wouldn't care if the customer would be eating this wine without Truma and Ma'aser to have been taken off. Therefore, you have to take off everything. Therefore, you say Shnei lugin shani yas lahafresh, the 2 lugin that I'm going to take off arehin Truma, those are Truma, which in general throughout the Masechta was something you didn't have to worry about, because we said even the Amaratzim take off Truma, but the Kusim, we're worried that they'll sell it to you and they'll say it's not my problem anymore. For Esser Ma'aser, and you have to take off a full 10 of Ma'aser and actually give them to the Levi this time, because it's assumed that it's a for sure Ma'aser. V'tisha Ma'aser Sheni, and the next 9 are Ma'aser Sheni, Umeichal, and that he can redeem on money. V'sheis, and then he could drink the wine. Okay. Mishnah Hey. Hayulei te'enim shel tevel. So if a person has some figs that Trumas and Ma'asers have not been taken off of, again, coming off of the previous set of Mishnayos. So here we're going to deal with, I have some figs in my house. I haven't taken off Ma'aser yet. Shabbos is coming. I'm afraid I won't have a chance to go home, fix it, and do it there. He's in the base medrash. a besada where he's out working and he's afraid he's not going to have time to do it before Shabbos. So Omer, he says, Shnei Einim, the 2 figs, Shani Asl Hafrich, which I will take off, Harehin Truma, those 2 should be Truma. Ve'eser Ma'aser Rishon, and 10 should be Ma'aser Rishon. Ve'tisha Ma'aser Sheni, and 9 should be Ma'aser Sheni. Again, I have if it was tevel, you have to deal with the truma and the ma'aser. However, hayu demai, if it was only demai, then he says omer mashani lift for shlomacher, that which I'll take off tomorrow, 10% hayu ma'aser. Oh, sorry, that 1% that I take off is ma'aser. For shar ma'aser samachle, the rest, the other 9% of the which is ma'aser, is next to it. And zesha sisi ma'aser, that one that I made Ma'aser, Asi Terumas Ma'aser Love, I now put the Terumas Ma'aser on it. Ma'aser Sheni, but Tzvainai, but Droimai, and the Ma'aser Sheni should be on the north side or the south side. Umachala al Hamos, and that he redeems the Ma'aser Sheni on money. And again, same idea, that's how you could fix all these Mishnayos are the idea that I can use Breira, I can use an undetermined fruit. I could say now I'm making whichever one I will end up picking up or leaving tomorrow Ma'aser, and that will work in order to fix it, and you could eat the rest of them. You avoid the problem of not being allowed to take off Truma and Ma'aser on Shabbos, or not being able to eat before you're taking off Trumas Ma'aser, depending on the case. Okay, let's stop here. Pick up tomorrow.